sending out 1 billion flyers, going to the mall and handing out your business card. I'm talking about when you're just getting started. Make an inventory of everybody that you know first. And go simply rinse, lather, and repeat the process. Take those people off your contact list and just invite them to come and look. Now, once you have your initial list written out, and I'm going to tell you, your contact list will never be completed because you meet people every single day. I met a guy, I'm getting off track here, I always get off track. I have to tell you stories. Coming here yesterday, I went from Minneapolis, I'm sorry, from, where do I live? Milwaukee? I've been there a while. I went from Milwaukee to Detroit, Detroit to Charlotte. When I got to Detroit, got on the plane, and I sat next to this guy. And do you have any idea how lucky people are that they get to sit next to me on an airplane? Because I can change their life, can't I? And so I sat down with this guy, and I said, so, is Detroit home or is Charlotte home? He goes, no, actually, I live in the Twin Cities. I said, well, what are you doing? What are you going to Charlotte for, business or pleasure? And he said, business. I said, really, what do you do? And he proceeded to tell me what he did. This is what he does. He works for this one firm. He's an engineer. He leaves on Monday, flies home on Friday. I said, Terry, how long have you been doing that? 22 years. I said, Terry, are you married? He goes, yeah, I got 4 kids. I said, do you know their names? And you know what he proceeded to do? He just broke down. He goes, I hate it. He goes, I hate it. He goes, what else is out there? And I'm going to tell you something. I goof around with people. You can tell. I just play around with everybody. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this your lucky day? I said, Terry, you just won the lottery. Sit next to me today. And he's looking at me like, shut up. Who are you? You know? And I proceeded to just talk. I didn't pull out my flip chart or my laptop. I didn't pull out anything. I just talked. I said, Terry, I've been doing what I've been doing for 20 years. I said, I jump into an airplane 4 times a month, but I'm gone 24 hours. I flew in yesterday, T. I'm flying home today. Meet Colleen for dinner tonight in Milwaukee. Get to hang out with you guys, and then go hang out with Colleen at night. It's a good deal. I was going to say you should try it, but don't. And I just talked to him about my lifestyle. And finally he said, what do you do? What do you do? And I said, I show people how they can start their own business. He goes, like what? I said, and this is what I showed him. Well, I'm going to get into scripts in a second, but I said to him, I said, Terry, if I could show you a way to get paid every single time somebody you knew made a phone call, would you be interested? He goes, yeah. I said, that's what I do. And I showed him FDI. And I'm supposed to meet with him. He's getting on the Sunday webinar, tomorrow night's webinar. He's going to be on my training call tomorrow. And I mean, if he doesn't sign up, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's like I told him. I said, Terry, you're living the definition of insanity. You're living insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different outcome. I never knew Terry until I got on that plane yesterday. So your prospect list will never, ever be complete. You just meet people. Don't go out and recruit. Just recruit as you go out. Just listen to what people are saying. The guy that set up our screen here today, he's walking out of here, he goes, hey, what kind of meeting is this? Bingo. Bingo has been called. Okay? And so we've got his information. We're going to show him the business. It's like, you want to go set up screens the rest of your life? What kind of residual income is that? So he's interested. Now, once you have your initial list written out, then I'm going to have you go back and pre-qualify some people that meet 3 criteria. Number 1, put a check mark next to everybody's name. Are you guys warm enough? Cold enough? Are you hot? Okay, don't blow it. Let's turn this down a little bit. Okay, it's 74 degrees in here. I'm going to set it to 72. Just tell me if you get cold. I'm freaking dying up here. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm going to set it to 68, okay? Alright. If you get cold, I'll turn it back. Snuggle with the person next to you. Alright, go through your entire prospect list and put a check mark next to everybody's name who you have a mutual respect with. This is somebody that you can just call up and say, Bobby, this is Steve, how you doing? Good. Hey, listen, buddy, there's something you need to take a look at. Oh, yeah, what is it? Don't worry about it, I'm coming over. Click. And they would expect you to show up. Guys, we all have people in our lives like that. If you were stranded on the interstate at 3 o'clock in the morning, who would be the first person you call? Somebody usually yells out, AAA. What would be the next person you call? All right, number 2. Go back through your entire list again. Put a check mark next to everybody's name who you consider to be looking for something. They're money motivated and they're looking for an opportunity. So if you have a mutual respect with this person and you know they're looking for something, they've got 2 check marks next to their name. And number 3, go back through your entire list again and put a check mark next to everybody's name who you know can afford to get started today. Now that's not to exclude the people who you know are struggling. But what I'm telling you guys, to get off to a fast start, and I'm talking become a regional marketing director in the next 24 hours. And I don't care how long you guys have been in this business, start today. Start today. Everybody in this room, Mr. Vice Presidential Marketing Director Anthony Stroman, become a regional marketing director in the next 7 days. Become a regional in the next 7 days. If you guys want to get off to a fast start, if you have a mutual respect with this person, you know they're looking for something, and you know they've got the money, they've got 3 check marks next to their name. Everybody that has 3 check marks, that's considered your hot prospect list. Now, if you had 100 names on your prospect list, you might have 30, 40, 50, 60 of them that have 3 check marks. Try to narrow it down to a top 5 or a top 10 list. This becomes your scorching hot prospect list. And these are the people who need to hear about FDI before you go to bed tonight. Why in the world wouldn't you call these people? You have a mutual respect with them. You know they're looking for something, and you know they've got the money. You've determined that with this 3 checkmark qualification system. Simply invite them to take a look. Now, I go through this whole big rigmarole of how to invite somebody, but I'm going to scale it down here today. When you're inviting somebody to look at our business, just remember, less is more. You can't get on the phone with them and explain our coding program. You don't even want to get on the phone and tell them that, I don't even tell people the name of the company. Okay? Here's some sample scripts. You get on the phone and say, hey Bob, if I could show you a way to get paid every time somebody makes a call, would you be interested? Really? Yeah, where are we having lunch tomorrow? Have I even mentioned credit tracks? Hey Bob, if I could show you a way to get paid every time somebody makes a phone call, would you be interested? Yeah, what are you doing? Hey listen, where are we having lunch tomorrow? Hey listen buddy, I'm the one asking the questions here. The person who asks the questions is the person in charge of the conversation. He says, really? I didn't answer his question. I just said, yeah, where are we having lunch tomorrow? Where are we having lunch tomorrow? How about this one? Bob, if I could show you how to send text messages hands-free, would you be interested? How? It's about getting in front of a trend and making a lot of money. Where are we having lunch tomorrow? Bob, did you text? Yeah. If I could show you a way to send text messages without touching your phone, would you be interested? Yeah, how? Well, listen. Where are we having lunch tomorrow? God, I say that all the time. Where are we having lunch tomorrow? Because I know they're having lunch. It's like, where are we having lunch tomorrow? You guys don't have to write frantically, because this is all in your training material. Okay? This is all in your training material. How about this one? Hey, Bob, this is Steve. Hey, what are you doing right now? Nothing. Why? Good, I'm on my way over. I'll be there in 10 minutes. What's it about?
It's about money.